So we woke up nice and early to get an early start in the day. We got our things ready straight away after we woke up, got showers and brushed our teeth, and packed all the things we needed, and then got into the car. And then we set off for Hoover Dam. It took around an hour to get there, but it was really worth it. At the dam, we went on an hour-long tour around the engine rooms and inside the dam.
They're roughly 4,000 feet long. It took about 2 years to blast out of the solid bedrock. The initial purpose of the diversion tunnels was to move the river away from the project during construction. It would have been hard to put concrete in over the river. Now to move the river, they put in a coffer dam. There's two sections. Upper portion forced the river into the tunnels and around, while that lower section prevented the river from backing up into the area. Once they were in place, they pumped the water out of the entire area, dug down 135 feet till they hit bedrock, and that became the foundation for the dam. When construction started, buckets containing 8 cubic yards of concrete were lowered down from above on an average of about every 78 seconds. But that went on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for just about 2 years. Everybody's seen a cement truck, right? You throw them on the back. About the size of the buckets were hanging over these guys' heads. 16 tons of concrete each one. Just doing some of the last minute stuff, but I think they're going to go through and change out a bunch of the nuts and other things. We have 8 commercial generators on the Nevada side, and there's 9 more across the river in Arizona. Each one's about 70 feet tall, but from the view, you're only seeing the top 30. The rest is below the floors. The turbine, which spins the entire rotor assembly, is at the very bottom. Each generator can produce up to 130 megawatts of power. That's enough to supply between 64 and 65,000 homes instantaneously. So say N1 kick on, around 65,000 homes. If the demand for water is there to get them all online, the full output of max is right around 1.4 million homes. So we're not a big power plant. Power means nothing here. Las Vegas is going into like 4 million people. Only a quarter of our power goes in the entire state of Nevada, a quarter of Arizona, about half in Southern California. So power means nothing. It just keeps us off the tax dollar, which is fantastic. Now between the rotor and Nevada 1, you'll see the brown object embedded in the floor. It's one of our 2 Pelton water wheel type generators. Got one on each wing. Each of these produce 2.4 megawatts. That's what we use for the in-house electricity here at the dam and surrounding facilities. It was also the very first generator to come online back in 1936. Now you may wonder how we move all this stuff around. Look up, there it is. Our beloved American flag's proudly displayed in front of number 1, and oh wow, what are you paying attention? Number 2 is actually mounted right next to it. They must be planning on moving something heavy. Normally they'll use 1 crane, 300 ton capacity, which is equal to, let's see, Statue of Liberty weighs 225 tons, so we can pick up the Statue of Liberty with 1 crane, no problem. When they move the rotors, they'll actually put them together. We call it super crane, 600 ton, and we need that too, because depending on the model of the rotor, they can run anywhere from just under 540 to just over 600 ton. That's roughly between 50 and 60 modern day school buses.
And they're a cream color. And that's because we are entering one area, leaving another, and they wanted to give you a visual cue to that, because you have no idea that you just left the power plant, now you're in the structure of the dam, if you're not escorted by somebody that works here. Now we have another inlay here. This inlay, well, every inlay in this tunnel now is going to have a drain in the middle of it. Every tunnel inside the dam has a drain. And we have drains because we get seepage. You guys might have actually seen seepage in the first 2 stops, right? So we get seepage. We do not get leaks. Yes, that's the L word. We don't use that word. Seepage. Seepage happens, right? So we need to control it. We need to know how much. So this is why you have drains. This is going to go down to seepage tanks at the base of the dam where it's gravity fed out and it's monitored, it's metered, so we know how much we get, right?
In the tour, we saw in a vent shaft in the dam, so we could see out of the dam. We saw all the engines for the dam. We saw all the generators for the dam. And we went on top of the dam.
It's the joint between those rows, right? The boxes that the rows are, the rows that the boxes are built in. So this is a joint between 2 rows. And what you'll notice on the right side as you walk by is a letter on either side. That is telling us what row we're in. So right now, most of you are in the M row, me and her are in the N row, and they're alphabetically organized so you can tell where you are inside the dam, right? We have over 2 miles of tunnel inside the dam. So we're at the 975 tunnel. That's our elevation above sea level, but we're in row M. So that's going to significantly narrow down where you are inside of the dam. Now another thing above each letter you will notice is a brass fixture. So the brass fixture is a way to check for that movement. This was primarily useful when the dam was first built and the water is starting to fill up behind it and it's settling in. They want to make sure everything's settling in within normal ranges, because there could be movement, right? We talked about that downstairs. So you will notice that if you're observing here, these 2 are not level. So they're not exactly level, that's okay. It could be within a certain amount. I've actually heard too that they used to put a brass wire between the 2 of them, so it'd be a more obvious sign if they were pulling too much or they were off kilter. And then we go 10 feet more, you're gonna see 20. And then we have 30, 40, all the way, but it's carrying with it here is calcium carbonate. So that is pretty benign. It's the same stuff that we see in Tums and Rolaids, so if anybody's having some reflux, it might cause you other problems. There's the channel. But yeah, so that's very hard water. That's why our water is so hard here in Las Vegas, so there we are. Because we're downstream from the Grand Canyon, right? So all of that minerals, 90% of the erosion that's taking place in the Grand Canyon every day is coming in on that river and it gets deposited in the lake. So that's the white line that you see in the lake. So that is where the lake has been before, but important thing to note, that is not where we want it now, right? We do not want to be at the top. When we were at the top in 1983, we were failing our flood control mission, right? That's over 2 months of flooding that happened downstream. It causes millions of dollars in damage, and some loss of life is reported to be due to that flooding as well. So it's not where we really want to be. We would like to be a little bit fuller. The lake, I think right now, I'm going to say 1064, maybe 1065, because it goes up consistently, and I haven't checked since I came off my weekend, so it could be a 1064, 1065, and you're in the 975 tunnel, right? So that means if you go that way, about now 15 feet, you'd be underwater by about almost 100 feet of water right now. So even though we've come up halfway in the dam, we're still under the lake level. And we've gotten a lot closer to it. See, it's obvious when you're on the dam and you look down the river, well, you'll have no choice but to see that when we get you guys upstairs. You see that it has that grade on the riverside, but there's a grade on the lakeside too. It's just not as drastic, and it happens under the lake level, so you can't see it, but it does get wider on the lakeside too. They also have lifts that were on a big platform with the crane very deep ones. They actually have things that help you as well as every base. So we have those as well.
Well done, William. Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you again. You're local. Right?
Yes.
You'll be here next week.
Potentially.
You're welcome.
And then we walked back to the car so we could drive to the Arizona side of the dam so we could get some nice views and pictures.
Guys, we're fucking driving over the dam.
Good.
Driving over the dam.
Yeah, so goodbye, Nevada. Hello, Arizona.
We'll be back in,
Arizona.
we'll be back in the Nevada show. So we're back.
Yeah.
So I was going to park up in that corner there. So we get a look out over there, then come back. Park on this view platform. So that's what we see the dam from the other side.
Once we finished up there, we drove to another viewing point so we could get some really nice views from the front of the dam. Once we did all that, we got back in the car and drove a few hours to our next destination, which was the Grand Canyon West. The first stop we did on the Grand Canyon was at Eagle Point at the Glass Walkway. And I wanted to have a sport at lunch at the Grand Canyon.
In the shade.
And then we went to our second destination, which was Guano Point. We managed to catch the last bus there after lunch, and once we were there, we went straight to after we got there, we went straight to look at the nice views. The views were much better than that one because you could see the river going through. It is wide angle shot.
What do you think, William?
Very nice views. Lovely. Me and my dad walked around to where the old cable car system was. It used to lead to a cave where they mined guano, which is bat poo, and they use it for fertilizer, and it was very valuable back in the 1950s. But one day the cables got damaged, so they had to close it, and it was left there abandoned. Now you can go there and there's some good shade for the sun, while you go to our next bit, the top of the mountain that was there, the top of the hill that was there. On the hill we got some more pictures, and there was some really nice views because it was elevated above all the other places we were.
What are you doing, William?
Having lunch at the Grand Canyon. Once we finished up there, we went back round to meet Mum and Thomas and went to get something from the cafe. We got drinks and ice lollies, and then we looked at some of the views again with this telescope, and loaded back on the bus to go back to the main centre.
Need to push. Killed me.
Handmade by the Native Americans. It's a certificate of authenticity.
Just way out here. Just sit in the shade of the thing. Don't stand there. Just tell them together.
Then we left to go to Joshua Tree Forest. My dad did some filming of Flo's drone, and it was a forest full of Joshua trees. We then went to a scenic lookout near Hoover Dam, where we got some nice views of the sun setting. Then we went to Boulder City and had some dinner at Dillinger's. It was a very nice restaurant, much better than the touristy ones in Vegas. It was really good, and the tables had like bullets in them, bullet shells. It had bullet casings in the tables. Very cool. But the service was really good, and we had really nice food for a good price. Definitely recommend it. You'll see my rock collection from today. So I've got these 3 orange ones from the actual Grand Canyon part. I have also this one from the top of the canyon that broke off. And then I've got a piece of gravel from there that I have there to compare them to the actual rocks. So this is a piece from the gravel, and then these are like the actual pieces from the Grand Canyon. You can see the colour difference. And I've looked at this one. I collect a lot of rocks.
You didn't catch that, did you?
You're a dumbass and walked into a cactus.
No, I walked past the cactus, and the cactus assaulted me.
I like cactuses. Once we finished eating, we went back in the car and back to Vegas, where we got some nice views of the Vegas city at night, and we could see all the hotels and the Eiffel Tower. And then we got to the car park, got our things, and then walked through the shopping centre and the casino to get back to the lobby area. Then we went back up to our hotel and rested for a bit after a long day at the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam.
Look, you can see Paris.
Paris?
Yeah,
That's not good eyesight.
You can see the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, you can see it.
I don't.
I do. It's
Stick
that
to it.
massive thing sticking up right in front of
Yeah, I thought it was like a single tower.
in the middle of Las Vegas.
That's the stratosphere you can see.
Oh, after the
Is
stratosphere,
the tallest one with the red light blinking
Oh,
on the top.
right.
I'll be speaking to your manager, Kevin. Bye. That's what she
William,
was
there's a hospital next exit, you may need it.
that was what she was like.
Hope you didn't get that one.
I have a wild like and a tiger subscribe, and a like for them all. I don't get beat up this time. Bye.